Yo, it's Bryan here. Today, gonna be talking about the San Francisco 49ers and some bold predictions for the 2017 NFL season. So let's get into it now. Shout out to Go Hard here for giving me this suggestion. It's a little different. He wanted me to do top undrafted free agents for this year, but I don't know too much about them. I mean, I've seen a couple undrafted free agents, but at the same time, I'm not really into them yet, but I'll go into it maybe eventually. But I'm just gonna be doing some bold predictions because the last part, he wanted me to predict some sacks and interceptions and what have you. So I'll try my best to do that, but you know what? Let's get into it. So bold predictions. I got a couple of them. I guess I could throw an honorable mention. They will go 500, 8-8 this year. And I don't know why I said that, but it's a bold prediction. I can say whatever I want. Maybe. I don't know. But 8-8 seems kind of legit. Maybe. I don't know. It's kind of a long shot, but hey, it's the NFL. This is a different animal. NFL is just something, I don't know. And you can be a really good team one year and then just be awful next year, or you could be a really bad team last year and be a really good team this year. So there's a lot of things that happens in the NFL, and who knows, the 49ers might make the playoffs this year, and I might be dreaming too much, but you never know. So I guess I'll put that as an honorable mention, but I will say my prediction, I will keep it 5-11 or 6-10, which is not too bad for an improvement for the 49ers because they've been pretty terrible for the past couple of years. So let's get into it. I guess one of my bold predictions that I will have is a defensive player is going to have more than 10 sacks, and that hasn't happened in a while. I think the last time that's happened for a player in our defense going more than 10 sacks was Aldon Smith a couple of years ago. I think in 2012, that was when the 49ers were just a beast on defense. Nobody wanted to play the 49ers defense, and I don't know, now it's just like anyone want to play this defense, especially running backs. Running backs love to play on the 49ers defense last year. Almost everyone ran for 100 yards in their respective games, I should say. And maybe this year it's going to be a little bit different since they're running a 4-3 scheme, and hopefully that can improve the run a little bit. Although the 3-4 scheme, in theory, is supposed to improve the run defense, but I mean, we've seen that for the past couple of years. It was just terrible, especially last year. It was just the brink of the worst defense in NFL history, or I should say run defense, but it was pretty bad out there. And hopefully this 4-3 defense can generate some pressure and somebody can get more than 10 sacks, whether it's the defensive lineman Solomon Thomas, rookie, or Eric Armstead, DeForest Buckner, maybe Navarro Bowman, or Reuben Foster. I'm not sure, but I think this 4-3 defense, I think somebody's capable of getting more than 10 sacks for one player. So maybe that's a good accomplishment right there for individually, but hopefully those sacks generate pressure and lead to greatness, I should say, for the 49ers this year and what have you. So that's it for the first part. For the second part, I would go Brian Hoyer passes for more than 3,000 yards. I'm going to say that, yes. I know that's a little bold prediction, but I think Brian Hoyer, in my opinion, is better than Colin Kaepernick and Blaine Gabbert last year because they both were not that good in any way, shape, or form. And I think Brian Hoyer under Kyle Shanahan, he could do some work. I think Brian Hoyer, I don't know how to make him out. As I said, is he a good quarterback? Is he a bad quarterback? But I'll just say he's a little above average, but not like greatness, not like elite quarterback, and not like very, very good quarterback, but maybe a little above average. Yeah, I would say that, a little above average. I think that's a pretty good assumption on Brian Hoyer if he stays consistent, but if he's not consistent, then he can have terrible games like the Kansas City Chiefs game in the playoffs. But I think in the regular season, I think if Brian Hoyer can limit the turnovers and what have you and just make some plays and what have you, then I think he can throw more than 3,000 yards. I want more yards, but at the same time, as long as he can get touchdowns for the 49ers, I think that's good pro, and turnovers lose you games most of the time. So hopefully Brian Hoyer can at least pass for more than 3,000 yards and what have you and get some work for the 49ers. And I guess for touchdowns for Brian Hoyer, I can say maybe a little more than 20, I would say. I mean, quarterbacks for the 49ers for the past couple of years, they've been having trouble throwing the ball on the red zone and not scoring any touchdowns or getting anything with it. So hopefully with Kyle Shanahan's offense, they can do a lot better with that and what have you, and we'll see then. So I'm giving a little hope for Brian Hoyer, but you never know. So that's good, I guess. But anyways, the last bold prediction I have for the 49ers is that Carlos Hyde runs for more than 1,000 yards for a season. And he was really close last year, actually. I think he ran for 986 yards or something like that. I don't know exactly off the top of my head, but he was almost there, but he got injured, and that was pretty unfortunate. But I think Carlos Hyde's going to have a big impact this year. I think with Kyle Shanahan and Bobby Turner, as I said in my last video, I think it's going to be a really good deed for Carlos Hyde. And I heard he might get traded some way, shape, or form, maybe before the season starts, but I don't think so. I think they're going to use him full time, and hopefully he doesn't get injured or anything. And if he can stay healthy, then he'll run for more than 1,000 yards, and he could be the life that the 49ers need in the running game and what have you. And I mean, they weren't too bad last year. I mean, I think they were 5th in rushing, so Carlos has had something to do with that. And if he can stay healthy, then I think he can be a really elite running back for next year, maybe, hopefully. I'm not sure, but I believe in Carlos Hyde a lot. I think a lot of 49er fans, like you guys, believe in Carlos Hyde, and we'll just see what goes on. And there's a lot of depth with the 49ers, so maybe Carlos Hyde doesn't have to play full time. Maybe he can take some time off a little bit, not play the whole game, and try to wear himself out. So we'll see then. But that's pretty much it. I think those are some pretty good predictions. I honorable mention the 49ers go 8-8, have a 500 record, and what have you. Someone on the defense will have 10 or more sacks. Brian Hoyer's going to pass for 3,000 yards and maybe throw a little more than 20 touchdowns. And Carlos Hyde's going to have a 1,000-yard rushing season. So I think those are some pretty good predictions. I think that seems attainable. It's not like anything crazy. It's not like the 49ers are going to go 16-0 and win the Super Bowl. I don't think that's going to happen. But I think with the bold predictions that I have, I think those are a little crazy, I would say a little bit, but at the same time, they're attainable. So that's where I'm trying to go at for this video and what have you. So please let me know what you guys think about some bold predictions for the 49ers. What do you guys think is going to happen that might surprise everyone in the NFL? Are they going to have a winning season? Are they going to make the playoffs this year? Is Brian Hoyer going to have something amazing going on? Are the wide receivers going to catch for more than 1,000 yards and maybe have more than 10 touchdowns? I don't know. Please let me know in the comments below, people. And if you have any suggestions, please put in the comments below as well. And if you like this, please like, subscribe, do whatever you want with this, and I'll be catching you guys up later. So I hope you guys have a nice day, nice weekend, nice whatever. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.